Hello and welcome everyone, this is Blackadder at the RTS League channel for the third time today already. This time is going to be with a different game, with Age of Mythology. So we are gonna be starting a bit sooner than I was actually expecting at 20 GMT, so already at 1930 about, with an earlier match between Deities of Death B and Emperors of Mythology. As we seem to be aiming for start of the game, let's get ready for all of that. As the first map is gonna be home map for Deities of Death, and it's gonna be Vinlandsaga, which is of course becoming a bit of a meme against AoM, or rather EoM, which is definitely correct, because there's no reason not to know how to play this map when this game is actually 17 years old, or 16 years old. So you would be kind of imagining that those all about 10 to 15 maps, or how many are there actually, with including the random all, you will be knowing how to play them. But yeah, well, I kind of guess that skill doesn't mean being able to play at all, or rather under all circumstances, but just knowing how to play one god on one map, and that makes you a skiller in some eyes, I'm guessing. But well, we are gonna be looking at another Vinlandsaga. There have been actually plenty of them this season, which is definitely something I love to see, all those unusual maps. Because it also makes players prepare a bit better for playoffs, but much more importantly, it just basically really sees who is gonna be having the better skill in the game and who wins. Because, as I said, skill is not playing one map with one god 1,000 times over. That's just not skill in the game. The skill is able to be playing under any circumstances on any map and still play capably, which is something, for example, Temista is very good at doing. Like one of the very few players in the game. You can basically put him in any kind of situation and he will kind of know what to do, and will usually emerge victorious against even similarly skilled players who might be basically putting him in a lot more problems on other map, on the more standard ones. Can't even talk properly anymore today. But let's have a look how this is gonna be going. So far, looking at some kind of rough look, the TCs are more or less equal. You can see about 5 on the left, 5 on the right, and 2 more or less on the middle. So this is really looking quite alright. This is gonna be potentially a very nice spot on the top, of course, for dots, as on the left. It's gonna be also quite good for EoMs. So let's see whose skill is going to be prevailing. EoMs definitely have the skill, even though they might not like the map, they definitely do have the skill to prevail if they play properly, or at least half properly. In here, as Deities of Death B, well, they are also skilled players, but they shouldn't really be reaching the level of their opponents all that much, as Godline is apparently gonna be already losing to Skrelings, one of the oracles, and second one from Narvi is not really far behind, so it's almost looking like that actually Narvi might be losing him as well. That definitely could be that. Otherwise, of course, Heimdall scouting around. We are going to be scouting around with everybody in there, even with some piggies. As also Metallo is looking what's going to happen all around on the left, so that he can potentially move forward onto the TCs. And this is something that's going to be interesting for the early game, how actually players decide to approach the map. For the gods, we haven't really seen them all that much before. That was Gold Lion and Metallo Gaia. It's an interesting choice in there. Gold Lion Oranos with Nino as set. Definitely quite good combination for them. And for the opponents, it's gonna be Poker Star as Ra, and then it's gonna be apparently Oranos for Narvi, and also for Aigo Heimdall. So quite similar, bit small differences in there. And I'm kind of thinking that actually set is better than Ra, but potentially there could be some kind of advantage by the Ra to be had. Because if you cast the Rain before the set can shift in sands into the other side of the map, onto the mainland, then that could be definitely disruptive. And I'm thinking that's gonna be what actually we're gonna be seen as an attempt by the Deities of Death B, because it definitely makes sense, and it's something that, or rather why you would play Ra on a map like this instead of a set, to basically try to block the enemy. Let's see if it's gonna be working or not. If it's gonna be working or not, as so far, of course, we're having plenty of economy all around. You can see that Nino has been given one of the forests, as the other forest has been given to the other teammate, to Gold Lion. Yes, it has. So Metal is gonna be the last one who is going to be taking advantage of the forest on his side of the map. Some kind of weird berries in there. Can see. growing from the Gaia in there, but of course he's gonna be right now sending them to probably the transport ship so that he can advance through Oceanus at this point. That's definitely a good advance time by him, and then he's gonna be moving onto the mainland, of course. So everybody's already kind of scouted the middle of the map, and the shoreline that is going to be the most important. Also some relic that is for better hero speed, and on the left is better human soldier pierce armor. So that is actually a pretty good one. So if somebody could be gathering that, that would be helping quite significantly and helping them in their gameplay. So how's it looking with Neo and his advance actually? He's still not advancing. And who is there? Oh, that was PokerStar, right? Yeah, he's still not advancing yet. So this is actually gonna be kind of interesting to see if he's gonna be in time to basically shift in send himself, his economy, and then cast Drain to basically slow the opponent down. That's the strong play that is gonna be significantly deciding what's gonna happen. So that should be already advanced there. Not yet. He's still going for more, as Narvi is already through. So I'm not entirely certain I actually like this all that much, because he might be missing the window of opportunity. With Nino right now already clicking into Ptah, he's gonna be a bit faster. Yeah, you can see that he's waiting for a few more resources in there. Heimdall is having a fish buck, really. 17, 20, 10, 10. It's actually a bit of a shame because this is a very good map and nice matchup. So that's a bit of a shame if he's really having the fish buck. I don't really see it now, but yeah, if he's really using them manually, all of them, it's kind of self-explanatory that they would be not having the top. Okay, he's going to be continuing, as apparently he thinks it's gonna be alright, or it's gonna be working fine. I'm kinda interested if actually it's sticking with the player for the rest of the game, or if it actually can be reset by rebuilding the dock. I'm kinda thinking it might be a reset if you rebuild the dock, because it's kinda tied to the position of the dock. If you are having fishies too close, it's gonna be bugging out sometimes. But yeah, well, that's that. If they're going to be continuing with the fishback, well, so good luck. Good luck, Heimdall, if you think it's gonna be alright for you. Anyway, the Ptah is coming forward, of course, for the green player. 38% right now, about 40. You can see 28 on PokerStar, which basically means that the potential advantage they could be having is gonna be off. Unless he's gonna be supremely fast, it's already gonna be about 10-15 seconds difference. So I don't see how actually the slowdown could be working. So there's probably gonna be a different plan in-game, or rather in play, for dots. And that might be that PokerStar is a bit more comfortable with Ra than with Set, even though it's kinda weird. But yeah, let's see what's gonna happen. Let's see what's gonna happen. Of course, the classical age already has hit for plenty of the players, as Metal is gonna be trying to annoy his opponents on the water. You can see that he is trying to help his teammate. He so far got Lion against Narvi. As Neo is through Ptah, he's gonna be shifting sending himself, or is he not? Yeah, he's already getting ready. He's already there, so basically the slowdown is not gonna be working. He's at the back, so yep, that's exactly what he needed, and the rain is not gonna be doing anything significant. So PokerStar is moving interestingly just here. He should be definitely doing what exactly what Nino did. He should be moving somewhere to the back. That would have been a whole lot better for him, but maybe he didn't want to encounter all of those scalings in there. So yeah, not enough scouting, and it resulted into a bit more optimal play right about now by EoMs, Emperors of Mythology. In the meantime, of course, there's still a bit of fighting already going on between Goldline and Heimdall, where Goldline seems to be having the upper hand, as his better start is definitely lending itself to so. And well, with PokerStar though not really being all that far behind and away, he's apparently gonna be coming for plenty of hunting, and he might be even lending a bit of assistance with the budget, with the priest, and much more importantly, a bit later I would be expecting some slingers coming from him. They are definitely gonna be expected from the set. As Set is of course very good with barracks units. So far he's having plenty of animals in there, going for the barracks at the top, so that he can potentially somehow guard the back of the TCs and basically sneak behind the back, which is something that was made popular by Temista, who was basically one of the first who went for full-on booming, full-on TC stealing through the backside, and it's definitely one of the strong strategies if you can develop it properly on Vinlandsaga. Okay, so Heimdall seems to be getting back on his feet, as in the middle we are looking at an interesting water battle between Metal and Narvi, with potentially PokerStar not joining in. I was kind of thinking that maybe he could be having a few boats here and there, but it's looking like that actually on the water it's gonna be just those two players, just Narvi and Metal, and of those two, Metal definitely seems to be having, at least so far, the upper hand, and very nice booming on the left by Nino. That's very well done, and exactly how we should be playing Egyptian on this map, which is basically right now going to be confirming even double armor in there. Interesting. He could have built just one, but so far this is really looking very well for Emperors of Mythology, and if I had to guess, they are really on a much better way to somehow claim this game than their opponent so far, even though this is a home map of Deities of Death, and EoMs don't really like it all that much. Well, here we go. That seems like that plenty of barracks are gonna be raided by PokerStar as he's gonna be engaging in the land fight, which is, yet again, kinda don't really understand the right choice in here, since what he's doing, all of it, seems much better executed by Seth. So that would have been a whole lot better, but well, it wasn't, as we are of course losing it, or rather looking at Metalo, who is apparently gonna be solving the or rather the fish bug, since Yellow is not gonna be having any boats whatsoever, so that he can be complaining about it. As Narv is kinda slowish, and of course the economy is gonna be kinda toastish in the meantime for Heimdall. Few extra boats from Autokyo apparently not doing anything all that much, second TC being captured by Metalo, as in the middle still the battles are not going anywhere significantly, as Narvi is also switching into the land fight, fighting together with Heimdall, and they seem to be doing a good job against, of course, the blue player. So right now we are just basically waiting what's gonna happen for PokerStar, who is apparently looking to get this TC at the back, which he's gonna be too slow with, so he's gonna have to force himself onto a bit of a right if he wants to go there, because this one is gonna be too slow to capture yet again. And well, even with the Pharaoh in there, he could be at least slowing down the opponent, but the opponent is already gonna be at 4 TCs. You can see he's definitely doing the job quite well. And well, yeah, PokerStar just a bit too late, but potentially could be at least slowing down the gold economy for his opponent. At the same time, of course, with all of these TCs is gonna be getting kinda tricky to actually somehow keep some military production or even get it up. But since he's having quite nice support by the water, which is something that of course PokerStar is totally missing, not really building himself on the right side how he should be doing, it's gonna be meaning quite plenty extra food, and that should result in very fast and very good boom for Nino. You can see that he's already leading the score by 1,000 points. By 1,000 points. That's how well he is so far playing. And well, yep, that's because he is employing the correct strategy to play on this map. So nicely done so far by EoMs, definitely nicely done, as their opponents are so far kind of struggling to basically figure out what they're gonna do. So on the water it seems like that Narvi is... sometimes he's fighting, sometimes not. It's basically because he is spending half his time, or maybe even more than half his time on the land fights, which is of course making things a bit more difficult for him to control also the water. But much more importantly, it's basically resulting into very limited water economy for the Deities of Death B, and that's of course helping immensely to Emperors of Mythology. In the meantime, army already going through the top by EoM Nino, who is just gonna be arriving at the TC in the top. That potentially could have been the next for PokerStar, but PokerStar seems to be moving somewhere else right about now, maybe thinking about this one, or this one, not entirely certain. But yeah, the middle seems to be rather pretty much the battlefield between PokerStar and Nino so far is definitely having the upper hand against the purple player, even though purple is definitely doing what he can to somehow stabilize the situation at least a bit with Narvi, and also help Heimdall do the same. In the meantime, Goldline is having a bit of a adventure into the middle. He's gonna be rejoined a bit later with Nino, who apparently... oh, haha! Is he gonna notice? Yes, he is. This man villager is not gonna survive, as the green army is already there. So he's gonna be dying, and this TC is more or less right now gonna be falling into power of Nino, because right now he knows that purple was thinking about going there, but it's not like he can really do so anymore. Even though he still does have some kind of army, it's probably not gonna be long, or rather enough, in the long run, because yep, green is booming well, producing well as well. So it's looking very promising for him. In the meantime, of course, that was kind of close call for Heimdall apparently, moving all of those villages there, almost losing the transport boat in the process, but well, Narvi did help him fast enough, and Metala will have to move somewhere else, as he's already at 3 TCs also, and only one at 1 TC is gonna be so far Goldline, and it seems like he's not gonna be getting any extra TCs anytime soon, but it's not like he really needs to, because at this point all he needs to do is just basically keep the opponents busy, allow Nino to get some, well, maybe not even get some extra TCs, but basically to get into the next ages, and then he's gonna be ready to close up the deal with the opponents. Okay, so this is a very important battle where Heimdall is actually trying to get a TC, but he's unfortunately losing plenty of citizens. You can see he has lost already about 3-4 Well, maybe all of the citizens, or rather half the citizens that he was transporting there, have lost their lives as well. They are not finishing with the TC, and this is absolutely horrible news right now, because Green is having plenty of army there still. Might be counted in time by PokerStar, especially if we can somehow finish the towers, but it doesn't really seem all that likely, especially with the one at the right top already being captured by Neo, and much more importantly, he's gonna be following up with some military buildings right next to your opponent, so it's not really boding all that well for the deities of that B at all. So seems to be going quite well so far, as Neo is even going to be sending ancestors to basically make sure that this TC is gonna be still kinda open and more or less coming for EoMs, and definitely not for deities of death, as Narvi is having still plenty of boats all around there, but Metallo is doing definitely much better job in controlling them, and yep, right now it's gonna be resulting into a GG, because basically Heimdall cannot develop himself any further, and he's just gonna be losing plenty more extra citizens, and that's not the situation. And yep, EoMs definitely play this quite competently, and all the times that I have actually had to face it this season, it definitely seems like they have finally learned at least some ropes of the map and are quite capably playing it. Yep, they executed the strategy well. Definitely well. Well, here we go. Let's check into post-game, and we're gonna be heading into game number 2 then. That's gonna be the home map of EoMs, which is quite probably gonna be Anatolia, if I had to guess. That's something they play quite often lately. So here is gonna be Neo without any kind of question. He executed the Egyptian exactly as he should have. That's how you do it. He has learned very well from Themista. And otherwise, of course, deities of that, good idea, but unfortunately, I really think they should have attempted the fast advance through the Ra and block the rain, or rather block the shifting sense through the rain. But maybe it was the idea, it just didn't work out really all that much. Yep, GG. GG.